guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am showing you my everyday makeup routine, and this is for my days off, my chill days where I have nothing business related, no work, no videos to film. Maybe go grab a coffee, eat some dinner, and if you watch my vlogs, you know where this is going because that's all I do. This is where I would normally hit play on my favorite Netflix show, which by the way is Pretty Little Liars right now, and I know I'm so behind on this show. It's 2015. I don't even know if they're making new episodes anymore. Leave me in the comments below what your favorite show to watch while you get ready is. That's fun. Enough talk, let's get into the makeup routine. So to start, I use foundation, and the one that I'm loving right now is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Liquid. And the liquid and the powder, which you'll see in a little bit here. I've been using it for, I'd say maybe a month now. I do have a review on it, which I will link in the bottom for you guys to check out, but it does such a great job at keeping me matte. So here is where the magic happens, because now I'm taking the Fit Me Matte Powder, which I totally encourage you to get if you are wanting to try out these foundations. Get the powder because it makes all the difference. It helps keep you matte. It gives you a tiny bit of coverage. This kind of blurs out your skin a little bit. And I find that when I use the powder on top of the liquid, it just makes my foundation last so long. So moving on to concealer, my favorite at the moment is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger. And I choose to apply this after I've put on foundation and set with a powder. It's weird because when I do makeup on other people, I do foundation, concealer, and then set. But on myself, I set first with a powder and then do concealer on top and then set again with a powder. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but that's just my little system that I have. And then with whatever is left over, like you can't blend in under the eyes or say you've applied too much, because sometimes I do, I'll bring that down and cover up some of the freckles that maybe just didn't get covered or wore off with some of the powder. To set the concealer, I just go back in with my Maybelline powder, and I use a smaller brush that can fit right underneath the eye, and I just dab the powder on top. I try not to swipe because that'll just really move the concealer. Moving on to brows, finally. This is a really ghetto system of mine, but I'm still using this spoolie on the back of this Maybelline Definer Brow pencil, and if you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know that this used to be like my favorite brow pencil. It still is, like it's a really great dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills, I would say. But since I ran out of this, I was given a Bobbi Brown Brunette pencil, which is now a little nub because I believe in using my products up until they are done so that I can feel good about buying a new one. And I start by filling in the areas that are missing hairs, and I really focus on this line right here. And I give myself almost like a guideline, bring it up into the arch, and then bring it down to extend the brow. And when I say extend, I mean just bring them to a point, because on this side you can see they're a little bit stubby, like they just come to a blunt end, and this just makes it look finished. And I'm just going to skim through this eyebrow, but I do have a full video on how I do my brows, which I'll link in the bottom for you guys to check out as well. I'm going to move on to my eyes, and I always start with this eyeshadow primer, and you can tell it's coming to the end here too, and it's also quite dry. Like I said, I like to use my products up to the last drop so I can feel good about buying a new one. For eyeshadows, I'm a neutral girl all the way. I'm always rocking a brown eyeshadow of some type, and my two favorite eyeshadow palettes right now, surprise surprise, the Tarte Tartelette palette and the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar. They both start with T, so that's like a tongue twister. I have like favorite colors from each, but I've been really drawn to this one over the last few weeks now. I think it's just because it's all matte, and my everyday makeup is usually all matte because it's easy to put on, it doesn't draw too much attention, and it's just really quick and easy to blend. I usually start with the Free Spirit, and I'll put that on the eyelid. This color alone makes an amazing color for the brow bone. But I usually start with this all over as a wash on the eyelid because it just helps to brighten up the eye, and it's a light enough color that I can go in and add any color on top that I want or leave it just as simple as that. And the next one I'm going to take is called Wanderer, and this one is almost like it's like a really super light brown, flesh tone almost, and I use that right in the crease. And I'm just using a big fluffy brush. You've probably seen this in other videos. I use it all the time. And I can literally do my eyeshadow with one brush. So if ever I'm stuck on a desert island and I only have one brush, I am good to go. With this color, I just place it into the crease and I just kind of go back and forth, circular motions. Now either I'll leave it as is like this, or I'll do a touch, and I mean like a touch, really light, of a darker brown. This one's called Dreamer. And I'll just go right over top of where I just placed that and just add a little bit more color. And when I mean a little bit, I mean literally that much. And that is my everyday eye, no joke. After that, I'll go in with a lash curler. I like to kind of go over them twice. And I am using my Kevyn Aucoin lash curler. This is just a great way of prepping your lashes for mascara because it just kind of opens up the eye. And then the mascara I've been using lately is the Maybelline Lash, I can never say this right. Maybelline Lash Sensational. I think it's all the S's. I usually do about 2 coats of mascara, and I've only been using this one for about, I'd say maybe a week and a half now, and it's not bad. I think that it helps extend your lashes to make them look longer, but I don't think it makes my lashes look full, which I really like in the mascara. While the mascara dries, I'm going to go ahead and warm up my face with my Smashbox bronzer. This is in Sunkissed Matte. Start at the apples of the cheeks, and then I work back up onto the temples, and then up into the hairline. With whatever's left on my brush, I'll tend to just warm up my nose as well. And I would say about 70% of the time I'll go in and I'll contour my nose. For that, I'll use my Anastasia contour kit, and I use the middle shade, which is Fawn. Either this or my Kevyn Aucoin medium sculpting powder. That's like one of my favorite products. And I just bring it along the ridge of my nose and connect it up into my brow. I don't even really know if it makes that much of a difference, but when I contour my nose, it just makes me feel a little bit more complete and put together. And since we're into contouring now, I don't do contouring every day, but sometimes I do. So when I do, I'll just take a little bit of that same powder and I'll do a little bit in the hollows of my cheekbones. It's hard to do while I'm talking. Right here. For blush, I have 2 that are always my go-to, and the first one is the Nars Orgasm Blush. This is like my classic old school blush that I've just loved since the day I got it. And then the other one that I love is my Illamasqua blush, and this one's called Lover. It has more of the coral tones. This is more pink. I think for today I'll use the coral. I just, especially when I feel pale, I love using a coral because I feel like it warms me right up. Just brush this on the apples of my cheeks. I think that this brush has a little bit of the leftovers of the Orgasm, which is why it's kind of like a corally pink color, which is okay. I'm not mad about it. Now, one extra step that I like to do for my complexion is I like to add the Hourglass Ambient lighting palette. I tend to mix these colors together some days. Some days I use the colors on their own. Today I'm probably going to mix a little bit of these 2 together, and it works really nice under the eyes. Sometimes I will set underneath the eyes with this powder instead. It's very finely milled, so it doesn't tend to look cakey. It just kind of blurs everything out and adds a nice dusting and highlight to the face. For lips, my favorite everyday lip liner is the Kevyn Aucoin Medium. To keep it natural, I'll line my lips, but line just outside of my natural lip line. I like to just kind of go over them with my finger and blend that color in so it's not a harsh line. From here, I'll either do one of 2 things. I will use a nude lip gloss and fill the lips in, or use this product from Dior. It's called the Color Reviver Balm, and it looks like a pink color, but it adjusts to your natural lip color and just kind of enhances the natural color. It adds a little tint so it looks like I do have something on the lips, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it so it almost looks glossy, but it's a lip balm so it helps my lips stay hydrated throughout the day. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go in and show you one more tip, which is recurling your eyelashes. This is not something that I should even be showing you because you're not actually supposed to do this because they say it damages your eyelashes, but I believe that's only if they're really tugging on your eyelashes and you're pulling them out. Like if you're doing it too soon after you use mascara and you're pulling out the sticky lashes, like while they're still wet. But I give mine enough time that it should be okay. It just completely makes them look longer, and it helps make the curl last throughout the day. Just in case you did not learn this from me. So there you have my everyday makeup. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to give my video a thumbs up so I can see. And if you guys have any essential makeup products that you have to use every day, make sure to leave that in the comments below for me to check out as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit subscribe, and also you can follow me on Instagram at TrinaDuhra. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.